In a quiet African village surrounded by tall palm trees and the sound of drums, there lived a young woman named Nalia. Subscribe my channel and video and like or comment. She came from another village, far across the river, where people said the moon touched the water. When she married Bako, the son of the respected elder Mama Ruda, the whole village gathered. Drums played, children danced, and everyone smiled, except Mama Ruda. She looked at her new daughter-in-law with cold eyes and said, "This woman has strange eyes. They hide secrets." From that day Nalia was never treated like family. Every morning she worked before sunrise, fetching water, cooking, cleaning, yet nothing was ever enough. Mama Ruda always found fault. "You cook too much salt. You walk too slowly. You bring bad luck to this home." Bako tried to defend her in the beginning. But little by little his mother's poison reached his heart too. He began to change. His love turned into silence and his silence into distance. Then came the drought. The rain stopped. The river dried and the earth cracked. The villagers began to whisper. This started the day Nalia came. Maybe she brought a curse from her village. Nalia heard everything, every word, every whisper, but said nothing. She only prayed at night under the baobab tree, where she placed small flowers by the roots and whispered, "If I am guilty, let me suffer. But if I am innocent, let the truth walk in daylight." One evening Bako's mother shouted from the courtyard. Their only cow, the one that gave milk for the family, had died. Mama Ruda cried, "You killed it with your evil eyes." And for the first time Nalia shouted back, "I am not your curse. I am your son's wife." The whole village heard. That night Bako told her to leave. No tears, no words. Just silence. Before sunrise Nalia tied her small bundle of clothes, took her wooden necklace and walked away barefoot, into the forest path that led to the river. No one stopped her. Even the wind stayed quiet. Days passed. Life went on. But something changed. Bako and Mama Ruda noticed that their young son, Kimo, had grown silent. He stopped eating, stopped laughing. Every night, he stood near the gate and looked at the road where Nalia had disappeared. When his grandmother told him stories, he didn't answer. When his father scolded him, he didn't cry. One night, Kimo whispered, "I dream of Mama. She calls me." Mama Ruda said, "Forget her. She's gone." But Kimo shook his head. "She said she is by the river. She waits for me." The next morning Kimo was gone. The villagers searched everywhere, the fields, the forest, even the old shrine, but there was no sign of him. Then an old fisherman came running, shouting, "By the river! I saw small footprints leading into the water." Bako and Mama Ruda rushed there. They found only Kimo's little necklace floating on the calm water, the one Nalia had carved for him before leaving. For the first time Mama Ruda fell to her knees. She cried like a child. She said, "We sent her away. And now our blood has followed her." Days turned into weeks. Bako could no longer sleep. Every night, he sat near the river hoping to hear his son's voice or see Nalia again. And sometimes when the moon was bright, he heard faint humming, a soft lullaby Nalia used to sing. Then one night he followed the song. He walked into the forest, barefoot like Nalia once did. The trees seemed to whisper. The air smelled of wet earth and flowers. And there, by the river, he saw her. Nalia stood in the moonlight, her hair glowing silver. Kimo stood beside her, smiling, holding her hand. But when Bako ran forward, they faded, like mist. Only their footprints remained on the wet sand, leading into the water. He fell to his knees, crying, "Forgive me, please." But the river was silent. Only the sound of frogs and wind answered. The next morning, the villagers found Bako sitting by the water, motionless, eyes open. He was alive, but he never spoke again. Mama Ruda took him home and stayed by his side until her last day. Before she died, she whispered to the children of the village, "Never hate someone because you fear what you don't understand. The heart you reject may carry your only salvation." Years later, people said that on quiet nights, when the moon touches the river, a woman's song drifts through the air, soft, warm, and filled with sorrow. Children who wander too close say they see a small boy running along the water's edge, laughing. And so, the people built a shrine by that river, called it the place of forgiveness. Every new bride who entered a home brought flowers there first, so no hatred would take root again. Because in that village they learned the hardest way. When love is chased away, it doesn't disappear, it takes what it loves most with it. Like and subscribe for more African folktales, because every home truly has a story.